Next part of our lesson is structure of human ear. Human ear is an organ for hearing as well as for body balance. Human ear has got three parts: external ear, middle ear and the internal ear. These are the major labels you have to make after drawing the diagram of ear. Auricle, the external ear or pinna. Then earlobe, auditory canal which is also called auditory meatus, tympanic membrane which is also called as eardrum, the green portion labeled here in the diagram. Then malleus, incus and stapes, all the three are ear ossicles. The auditory tube also called as eustachian tube. Later on in the lesson this auditory tube will be called as eustachian tube, another name for auditory tube. Then cochlea, coiled portion, cochlear nerve and semicircular canals. Semicircular canals are for body balance, while cochlea, cochlear nerve, all these are for hearing. The external ear consists of pinna, auditory canal, tympanic membrane or eardrum. In human being, the pinna is an immovable part supported by elastic cartilage. That is, the external ear or pinna is made up of elastic cartilage. The main function of the pinna is to collect the sound waves and then pass the sound waves into the auditory canal. Auditory canal ends at the eardrum. It transfers sound waves into the ear. That is, the auditory canal transfers sound waves into the eardrum. In the skin of pinna and auditory canal, the skin lining the auditory canal as well as the skin lining the pinna has got specialized wax producing glands which are modified sebaceous glands, also called as ceruminous glands, which secretes the ear wax. That is, the ear wax is secreted by sebaceous glands which are present in the auditory canal as well as on the skin of pinna. The tympanic membrane or eardrum is a delicate membranous structure which transmits sound waves into the middle ear. The sound waves collected by pinna goes into the auditory canal. From auditory canal it go to the eardrum. From eardrum it has to go into the middle ear. So the eardrum is a very delicate structure. It is formed of connective tissue covered with the skin on the outside. It has got a covering with the skin on the outside and mucous membrane on inside. A short eustachian tube connects middle ear to the pharynx. The middle ear is connected to the pharynx by a tube called eustachian tube, which is labeled in the diagram as auditory canal. It equalizes air pressure on both the sides of eardrum. A constant pressure has to be maintained on both the sides of eardrum, and this pressure is maintained by an air column present in the eustachian tube. The middle ear consists of ear ossicles and eustachian tube. The ear ossicles are malleus, incus and stapes. On receiving the vibration from eardrum, the ear ossicles amplify the vibration and transfer those vibration into the cochlea. That means the middle ear has got main parts called ear ossicles. Which are the ear ossicles? Malleus, incus and stapes. What is another important portion of the middle ear? It is a eustachian tube. What is the function? It helps to maintain a constant pressure on inner and outer side of the eardrum or tympanic membrane. The internal ear consists of hearing part and balancing part. The internal ear consists of hearing part and balancing part. Labyrinth is the hearing part, while vestibular apparatus is the balancing part. The hearing part of human ear is called as a labyrinth, which is present in the internal ear, while the balancing part is called vestibular apparatus. The labyrinth has got bony part as well as membranous part. These are filled with the perilymph and endolymph respectively. That is, the bony part is filled with the perilymph while the membranous part is filled with the endolymph, which are nothing but fluids. Then the labels of hearing as well as balancing part of internal ear. First one is cochlear duct, cochlea, the coiled portion. Then vestibule, seculae, utricle, semicircular duct, the anterior, the posterior and the lateral semicircular ducts, the swollen portion of the semicircular duct called ampulla, and the oval window. Cochlea, cochlear duct, vestibule, seculae, utricle, the three semicircular canals called anterior, posterior and lateral semicircular canals, ampullae of semicircular duct and the oval window are the major labels which you have to make in a structure of cochlea and the vestibular apparatus. The coiled portion of labyrinth is called cochlea. Cochlea contains fluid-filled three chambers. Cochlea has got three chambers in it. They are called scala tympani, scala vestibuli as well as the scala media. The chambers are separated by resinous membrane and basilar membrane. The upper chamber towards the vestibule is called scala vestibuli. The bottom one is called as scala tympani. Both these chambers are filled with the perilymph, that is, scala vestibuli and scala tympani are filled with the perilymph. The middle chamber is called scala media. This is the most important portion. Scala media is filled with the fluid called endolymph. Organ of Corti, the functional unit of hearing, is located on the basilar membrane. That means scala media has got a basilar membrane and the top it has got a resinar membrane. It contains hair cells which act as auditory receptors. The hair cells are columnar ciliated cells present in a row. The basal ends of these hair cells are in close contact with the afferent nerve fibers, while their apical end contains numerous cilia called stereocilia. A thin elastic membrane projects above the rows of their hair cells called as tectorial membrane. The organ of Corti act as a transducer, converting sound vibration into nerve impulses. Cross section of cochlea. Cochlea, as I told you, there are three chambers. The upper chamber is called as scala vestibuli, the lower chamber is called as scala tympani and the middle chamber is called as scala media. Scala media, on the upper surface of the scala media there is resinar membrane and on the lower side there is basilar membrane. From the basilar membrane there arises organ of Corti. What is there in the organ of Corti? There are columnar epithelial cells. These columnar epithelial cells are furnished with the cilia. The cilia touches the tectorial membrane. From the base of each columnar epithelial cells there arises nerve fibers, which will be perfectly clear in the next diagram. See here. The basilar membrane, the hair cells, that is the red colored cells, hair cells, the tectorial membrane, cilia like stereocilia, then the cochlear nerve. This diagram is exclusively made for you to make it clear. That is, basilar membrane is seen blue color, then red colored hair cells are seen, columnar epithelial cells, and on that we get stereocilia. From the base of each columnar epithelium there arises nerve fibers that will join and form the cochlear nerve. A very important diagram for representation as well as for better understanding. Vestibular apparatus is called as the body balancing part of the human ear. The body balancing part of human ear has got how many parts? It has got semicircular canal and otolith organs. The semicircular canals are three, which lie at different planes at right angle to each other. These canals are filled with endolymph. All the three semicircular canals are filled with endolymph. The base of the semicircular canals are swollen, it is called as ampullae, and the semicircular canals, they lie at different planes. We have seen in the diagram, they are anterior, posterior and the lateral. The base of each canal has an ampulla, swollen portion, which has sensory spot called crista. The three semicircular canals are arranged in such a way that the movement in any plane can be detected by these cells, and the balance and posture of the body is maintained. That is, bending portion and backward movement, as well as movement of the body to the lateral sides. That is, bending movement, backward movement and the movement of the body towards the lateral sides, all these are detected by the three semicircular canals, and body balance is maintained by these canals. Receptors for dynamic balance lie in the cristae of ampulla. Ampulla contains cristae, and the cristae will act as a sensor which will detect changes in body movement and brings about body balance. Crista help in maintaining equilibrium. Otolith organs of vestibular apparatus are sacculae and utricle. That is, the vestibular apparatus is the body balancing part. It has got two units. One is called semicircular canals and otolith organs. How many semicircular canals? Three semicircular canals. What is their function? They help in the body balancing. When body moves backward towards the front side and towards the lateral side. What helps them to make such type of balancing function? Each has got an ampulla. Ampulla has got crista. Crista act as a sensor which detects the changes in body posture and maintains body equilibrium. The otolith organs of the vestibular apparatus are sacculae and utricle. Sacculae and utricle shows ridges called macula. They have got ridges on them. They are called macula. Macula consists of hair cells and supporting cells. Tips of hair cells and cilium project into a thick gelatinous sheath called otolith membrane. There is an otolith membrane in sacculae and utricle. Sacculae is for static equilibrium, while utriculus is for dynamic equilibrium. Static equilibrium means your body balance is maintained by the sacculae when you stand, and your body balance is maintained when you move by the utricle. That is the meaning of static equilibrium and dynamic equilibrium. I hope you understood this. Static equilibrium means your body balance while standing is maintained by sacculae. Your body balance while walking is maintained by the utriculus. The cristae, which is present in the ampulla and the macula in otolith organs, are specific receptors of vestibular apparatus for maintaining body posture and balance. Cristae, they are sensors present in the ampulla of semicircular canals, and macula are the ridges in otolith organs. Both these structures, they have specific receptors for vestibular apparatus for maintaining body posture and balance. The diagram is shown again. All the labels are coming. Cochlear duct, cochlea, then vestibule, then sacculae, utricle, semicircular duct, the anterior one, the posterior, the lateral, then the ampullae of semicircular duct and the oval window. All these are the major portions here. We have the diagram of ear coming again. That is the auricle, the earlobe, the auditory canal, tympanic membrane, malleus incus stapes, the auditory tube, the cochlear nerve, and the semicircular canal. The labels are shown and the diagram is repeated. It makes that both the diagrams are important. Mechanism of hearing, how hearing is done. pinna of the ear receives sound waves and directs them to the eardrum. Eardrum vibrates and these vibrations are amplified and transmitted through the ear ossicles to the endolymph inside the cochlea. That is, sound waves collected by the external ear goes into the auditory canal. From the auditory canal go to the ear ossicles. From the ear ossicles auditory canal, then it go to the eardrum. From the eardrum it go to the ear ossicles. From the ear ossicles they will go to the endolymph of the cochlea. This generates waves in the endolymph. As soon as the sound waves reaches into the endolymph, there is the formation of wave-like movement in the endolymph. These waves induce ripples in the basilar membrane. The movements in the basilar membrane cause hair cell to press against tectorial membrane. As we have seen in the diagram, the hair cells are just touching the tectorial membrane. This generates a nerve impulse in the afferent neurons. Impulse is sent to the brain via auditory nerve, and auditory cortex of the brain decodes the sound. It's a very simple process to learn, but it is a very complex process when we look into the biological pathway with which hearing mechanism is done. Thank you.